Good morning and welcome to the May Human Resources webinar. I am Willis Young, HRIS Specialist. If you are joining us for the first time, the purpose of the webinars are to keep schools and departments informed about human resources activities and allow for questions. Webinars will take place live on the first Friday of each month with a repeat the following Monday. As a reminder, since January, the Monday webinar has changed to 3:30 p.m. As always, we will record the webinars for on-demand viewing as well. The agenda and links to all supporting documents, along with links to recorded webinars, can be found on the Human Resources webinars page on the CMS intranet. Today's agenda is as follows. Benefits enrollment change, Vicki Turman. My Talent and Evaluations, Ellen Dillard. Principal Pipeline Initiative, Jevelyn Bonner-Reed. BTSP Licensure Mentoring, Tony Smith. As for audio for participants will remain on mute. If you have questions, please type in the questions box on the right side of your screen in the GoToWebinar tool. We have subject matter experts here who will be monitoring questions. So please don't be shy about asking questions. We will try to answer questions during the webinar, but if we get a number of them, we will answer them offline or at the end of the webinar. So welcome to our May 2015 HR webinar. We hope you find this to be helpful and convenient for you. Danielle Bannister has a quick update about substitute training before we get started.
Thank you, Willis. The Organizational Development Department in Human Resources is collaborating to provide training for substitute teachers to develop their knowledge and skills in instruction to positively impact student learning. As a result, principals will be receiving a survey to provide input about how to make this training useful and a worthwhile investment for our substitutes. So please be on the lookout for that and be thinking about the feedback that you would like to provide.
Thank you, Danielle. First up, we have Vicki Turman, who has some information about changes to benefits enrollment.
Good morning. Thank you, Willis. I'm Vicki Turman from the Office of Business Systems Technology, and I'm excited to share some information with you today on behalf of the CMS benefits team. The information I'm sharing this morning includes an update on the benefit enrollment changes that are coming in May and June. These changes include benefit enrollment options available to employees in the Lawson Employee Self-Service System and changes for the state health plan enrollments. Effective May 1st, a portion of the CMS benefit plans will be administered by the CMS Benefits Department through the Lawson Employee Self-Service System. These benefits were previously administered by Benefit Focus through the website CMS HR in Touch. Benefit plans that are available through Lawson Employee Self-Service will include dental, vision, flexible spending, supplemental life insurance, long-term disability, and legal plan enrollments. The state health plan enrollment will continue to be administered by Benefit Focus through the end of May. On June 1st, the state health plan will be transitioning to a new eligibility and enrollment services partner, Aon Hewitt. More information regarding this state health plan transition will be communicated in a few weeks. The benefit enrollment changes in Lawson Employee Self-Service are effective May 1st and will impact new hires who are completing their initial benefits enrollment and current employees with qualifying life events. New hires and employees with qualifying life events will use Employee Self-Service for dental, vision, flexible spending, supplemental life, long-term disability, and legal plan enrollments. Employees will no longer have access to these benefit plans at the HR in Touch website. Employees will continue to access the state health plan enrollment through HR in Touch until June 1st. I want to share with you some of the options available for employees in the new Employee Self-Service benefit enrollment bookmarks. Employees will be able to view their current benefit elections, reprint their benefit enrollment information, change their life insurance beneficiary information. New hires will be able to complete their benefits enrollment, Employees can change their address, and employees with qualifying life events will be able to change their insurance coverage. Any questions regarding benefit enrollments available in Lawson Employee Self-Service and the State Health Plan in HR in Touch should be directed to the CMS Benefit Service Center. The number's there for you on the slide. If employees need assistance logging into Employee Self-Service, they should call the Business Systems Help Desk. We'll press option 1 for help with Employee Self-Service. If employees don't know their password, they may request a password reset by calling the IT Help Desk. That would be option 3 for password assistance. CMS is pleased to provide these benefit services in Lawson Employee Self-Service, where employees are already accessing other human resource and payroll information, such as paychecks, current leave balances, direct deposit, and more. Just a quick recap of the changes I'm communicating today. New hires and employees with qualifying life events will use Lawson Employee Self-Service for a portion of their benefits enrollment. These benefit enrollment options in Employee Self-Service are effective today, May 1st. Employees will use HR in Touch website for State Health Plan enrollment through the end of May, May 31st. The State Health Plan will be transitioning to Aon Hewitt on June 1st. Do we have any questions?
There are no questions at this time.
Thank you, Vicki. Now, Ellen Dillard will provide an update on My Talent and evaluation.
Good morning. This is Ellen Dillard. Today we will cover evaluations that are currently available for all employees. We're going to provide a clarification about the corrective action form and performance counseling letter completion step. We're going to talk about non-renewals and the delivery of those notification letters, summative evaluations for third and fourth year teachers who are on career plans, resignations prior to non-renewals, minimum performance expectations and summatives, an issue that we have been experiencing with the teacher career evaluation plan, PDPs and mentor signatures, the observation scoring summary, psychologist observation reminders, evaluation requirements for late hires reminders, and evaluation due date reminders. So we are pleased to announce that the evaluations for all CMS employees are now available in the My Talent system. We recently rolled out the evaluations for exempt employees. By exempt, we mean those employees who are salaried and non-instructional. They are paid monthly. Professional development plans were not launched for this group this year because the plans were launched so late. However, we are working hard to make those plans available in the summer so that they can be reviewed with employees for next year, so that next year's plans can be started in the summer. Non-exempt employee evaluations, and those are hourly employees who are paid bi-weekly. Those evaluations have been loaded and ready to use now for a couple of months, and there are professional development plans available for that group, but those are optional for this year. We have an exempt and non-exempt timeline that was just posted this morning on the talent management page under documents and resources. Just a reminder that the rating scale has changed for both of these employee groups, and employees should be made aware of that. That new rating scale is also posted on the intranet under talent management in the documents and resources tab. The completion step for corrective action forms and performance counseling letters, we talked about this last month, but we just wanted to, there are a couple of reminders. It's a simple completion step that's been added just to notify the system, the My Talent system, when a plan is complete. And that means that all checkpoint meetings have occurred and been documented in the system, and the outcomes of each plan have been noted. There is no deadline for completing a corrective action form or performance counseling letter, and the employee can view the completion step but cannot add comments. It should be noted that to access the completion step, once you're in the corrective action form, it will be the next to the last step. No, I'm sorry, it's at the bottom of the form and it says corrective action form and whatever the form number is, and then completion. The supervisor would click on that and then just answer 2 questions. The employee completed the requirements as specified in the support plan, yes or no, and the employee demonstrated adequate improvement in the areas specified in the support plan, yes or no. Supervisor comments are optional. We would like to note that when these 2 statements are answered yes or no, we would be looking in the plan for some kind of documentation that verifies and supports the answers to those 2 questions. So we would be looking at notes in the checkpoint meeting steps or in the supervisor comments on this screen. We are scheduled to deliver notification letters for employees who are going to be non-renewed this year, and those are licensed employees, either teachers or licensed support staff. Those deliveries will occur to schools this week on May 7th. So there will be HR representatives hand delivering those letters to schools, specifically to principals. If you are a principal and you anticipate that you will not be in your building on May 7th, please email me, Ellen Dillard, it's E.Dillard, the name of a designee at your school to accept the letters on your behalf. If you have not named a designee and you are not available to accept the letters, then the letters will be returned to Human Resources. We also wanted to make you aware that summatives for 3rd and 4th year teachers, and you see the career status codes there with performance concerns, should have already been completed. Even though those employees are assigned to a career evaluation plan, they can be non-renewed if their summative ratings fall below the minimum performance expectations and there is sufficient documentation. As teachers and licensed support staff resign prior to receiving their notification that they are being recommended for non-renewal, if principals and supervisors would please notify their HR team leads so that we make sure that we have appropriately flagged the rehire eligibility for that employee in Lawson. We have, there is a potential issue with career evaluations in my plan for career teachers on a career plan. The issue is this: if the teacher is being evaluated on a career plan, but the evaluation plan type on the My Staff tab is set to a probationary plan, that creates a conflict in My Talent. So what happens is when an evaluator attempts to open the career evaluation, the plan appears to be blank and the evaluator is unable to access any activities in the plan. The solution is to change the evaluation plan type on the My Staff tab to either Career Full or Career Abbreviated, and then wait overnight for that change to take effect. Once that change takes effect, the evaluator will be able to see the content of the career evaluation plan. If your teacher should in fact be on a probationary plan and you've been using a career plan for observations or the summative, please contact Talent Management for assistance in rectifying that situation. Couple of friendly reminders. Please make sure that before you lock containers in the PDPs, please make sure that mentors have signed on probationary teacher plans. Also, in the observation scoring summary that you're accessing when you're completing summatives, and that is available in the record of evaluation activities, only those observations that were shared with the employee are included in that tally in the observation scoring summary. So if you don't see all of the observations there, it is because one or more of the observations were never shared with the employee. That is also true for peer observations. And this is just a screenshot of where that observation scoring summary is located. It pertains to teachers and licensed support staff with a NESIS type of evaluation. So in the evaluation plan, you would just click on Record of Evaluation Activities. And then you would see the option to open the observation scoring summary. So again, if you don't see all the observations that were completed for an employee, it is because the observation was not shared with the employee. Just a reminder that if you still are scheduled to complete a psychologist observation, principals were sent reminder emails this week about those, and it is imperative that we try to stay on schedule and get those completed so that Cindy Shaw, our district psychology specialist, can access and complete the summatives. We're continuing to get a lot of questions about the evaluation requirements for late hires. Anyone who was hired after December 8th for schools with a traditional calendar, or November 17th or 18th, depending on if you're at a middle college school or at Bruns or Walter G. Byers. The only thing that employees who are required after those dates are, they only need a self-assessment, one pre-observation conference, and 2 formal observations. No summative is required and no PDP is required. It would be best practice to note the employee's hire date on the record of evaluation activities to explain why there wasn't a full evaluation cycle. Anyone hired on or after March 1st is not required to have any type of evaluation activity. Upcoming evaluation deadline reminders. Again, please complete any outstanding school psychologist observations. The informal observation number 2 for any teachers on career abbreviated evaluation plans are due May 7th. May 28th is the end of year review for principal and APs who are performing satisfactorily. June 4th is the due date for summative evaluations and PDP end of year reviews for teachers without performance concerns who are on a career evaluation plan. June 5th is the deadline for 9 or 10-month exempt or non-exempt employees in non-licensed positions. June 25th is the due date for summary evaluations for principals and APs who are performing satisfactorily, and June 30th is the deadline for end-of-year evaluations for 11-month exempt and non-exempt employees in non-licensed positions. Getting help with my talent. As always, there are online help guides that are continually being updated. You can submit Sharewell tickets for technical questions. If you need support with PDPs or evaluation process questions, you can email talent management. And if you have questions about professional learning, please email Kate McNally. This is the contact information for the talent management team. We are ready and willing to help you with any questions that you might have concerning my talent. Do we have any questions?
There are no questions at this time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ellen. I know we are presenting a lot of material in this webinar, but I want to remind you that all presentation documents will be available on the HR webinars page of the CMS intranet. Next up, we have Jevelyn Bonner-Reed, who will provide information on the Principal Pipeline Initiative.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm Jevelyn Bonner-Reed, and I'm going to provide information about our Principal Pipeline Initiative. I first want to share with you our team. So if you have any questions, you always can reach out to the Leadership Development Office, Michelle, myself, or Crystal Hsu. What I'm going to review with you today is I'm going to provide a status on how the nominations are going, as well as the applications and matriculation for our principal preparation programs this year. Also, I'll review the principal induction program, and then finally the assistant principal programs. So in terms of providing an update on the partner programs we work with for the principal preparation programs, as a quick reminder, we have 4 partner programs. We have Leaders for Tomorrow at Winthrop University, School Executive Leadership Academy at Queen's University, Aspiring High School Principals Program at UNCC, and finally the Educational Leadership Program at Wingate University. We have great news to report that according to our system, we have over 125 nominations. We've actually had a few more since this data was reported. And that's up 17% from last year. And so that's total nominations for all 4 of our partner programs. We have 87 applications, which is up to 40% versus last year. And we've had people that have accepted the offer or been accepted into the program, and that's up 29%. And finally, if all the candidates matriculate into the programs, we will have increased the number of participants by 50%. So we're thrilled with this information and thrilled with the hard work we know the schools have done to nominate candidates and also to provide recommendations and support for these candidates. Other information I want to share with everyone is that 46% of our nominations this year were self-nominated, and this was the first year that we tried this, and we're really happy with that percentage. We feel that that probably helped us to increase our nominations this year. And we just want to note that when we look and review the process, not all candidates that self-nominated were recommended, and that's exactly how the process should work. We want to provide the opportunity, but we also want to provide the opportunity for the principal to endorse a candidate or not endorse a candidate. So the other thing we want to share with you is that this is the second highest number of nominations, applications, and accepted applicants in the past 4 years. And if all people matriculate, it will potentially be the highest number of matriculated students. I also want to note that Wingate is continuing to take nominations because their program doesn't start till September. They're able to take nominations through September. And University of North Carolina Charlotte is able to take nominations for approximately 1 more week since their program starts in July. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you to sum all this up. Great job with nominating candidates and supporting people's career growth and helping to grow our pipeline. Next, I want to do a really quick review of the Principal Induction Program as well as the AP Induction Program and provide some tentative dates for these programs that are coming up next year. So in terms of the Principal Induction Program, as you can see with this graphic, it summarizes our 5-year Principal Induction Program. So we start with a foundation and instructional leadership focus, and that is supported by having an effective current principal serve as a consultant coach and meet monthly with first and second year principals. Then during the second year, we add on support and professional development by introducing a time management process. And that process can be extensive and help support people to focus more on instructional leadership and also hopefully create more of a work-life balance in the role. The third year is the program that we have with Queen's University's, their Educational Leadership Institute. In that third year, we focus on change management, and it's a 7-day-long program that's stretched out across the fall. The fourth year is focused on vision and innovation, and we want to tap into the creative leadership strategies for the principals, and that's a 4-day-long professional development experience with the McCall Center of Art and Innovation. And then finally, the fifth year is a focus on the principal as a leader and to support them both personally and professional with their development by having a capstone project, a 360-degree feedback, and an 8.5-day experience with the Center for Intentional Leadership. So that's our 5-year induction program. We're entering our 5th year of doing this program, and it's mostly focused on the 1st through 5th year principals. However, we do ask more experienced principals and offer the opportunity for them to participate in these individual programs. So to move on to what we do for our assistant principals. For the first year, we have monthly meetings that are, the topics are developed by the executive directors and the learning communities, and the programming is executed by the Leadership Development Office. And we provide coaching and support for our assistant principals during their first year. During their second year, there is an AP Academy at Queen's University, a 6-day program in which people are able to develop an understanding of their leadership skills and learn how to be the most effective leader by leading from the middle. And then we also instituted last year a shadowing experience for the assistant principals where they got to spend 2 days shadowing a current principal. We're going to continue that this next year, so based on the positive feedback that we received from that experience. Additionally, we added a new program for our high potential assistant principals. It's called a Principal Intern Program. We piloted this winter and spring for 5 months. And it's a program that we help develop the leadership competencies of sitting APs and prepare them for the principalship. So we're looking to expand that program next year and have it be 1 year rather than just the 5 months, and also potentially expand the number of participants in the program. So that's the support that we do for the assistant principals, both during their first and second year and when they're more experienced. The next 2 slides, I just want to highlight the tentative schedule that we're working through for these professional developments through the principal induction program first. We're trying something new this year that's based on feedback from principals, in which we're holding some of the sessions in the summer to limit the amount of time principals spend outside of their building during the fall. So in fact, the McCall Center for Art and Innovation, the entire program will be held in the summer, and part of the program for the Center for Intentional Leadership will be held in the summer. Again, these are tentative dates that we're working through and communicating with the participants for the program coming up this year. And then finally, we have tentative dates for our AP induction program. And again, we're in the process of communicating these to all the potential participants and also communicating it to their supervisor. In other words, if it's an AP induction program, we share the dates and the information with the principals. So that's the quick update for the Principal Pipeline Initiative as well, talking about the induction for the principals and APs and the prep programs for the principal prep programs. Any questions?
There are no questions at this time.
Thank you, Jevelyn. Again, a reminder that all presentation documents will be available on the HR webinars page of the CMS intranet. Next up, we have Tony Smith, who will discuss the Beginning Teacher Support Program and provide an update from the Licensure Department.
Thank you, Willis. I'd like to say good morning to everyone. I am Tony Smith, Beginning Teacher Support Program Coordinator. I'd like to just review some of the previous information that's been out on some of the previous webinars and share with you some new information about the licensure renewal process. In March, licensure began the reviews for the non-renewal process, and we will no longer this year consider good faith. Good faith was for those individuals who were enrolled in classes and were able to show documentation. We're no longer using that this year. Individuals who do not hold a license that expires, individual who do not hold a license that expires after June 30, 2015 will be recommended for non-renewal for the employment contract. Those individuals who may be impacted, you should have already been receiving emails, but those would be the individuals who have licensure deficiency codes that are D, E, F, and O would be that of those third-year beginning teachers. P, Q, T, W, or X. Those would be the individuals who would be impacted by the non-renewal process. All third-year beginning teachers, you must be rated. You must have a satisfactory rating on your summative, and satisfactory rating is that of proficient or higher in order to be recommended for your standard professional 2 license. For employees with a career status that have a licensure deficiency, the district will no longer have the choice but to move forward with the process of dismissal. If an individual is non-renewed or dismissed for licensure issues, the individual will be able to reapply in the future once they obtain their continuing license. Impacted employees will should have been receiving notices via email. Those emails would have been coming out like every 2 weeks. The next electronic notification will go out on May 6th. And if you have any questions, those email notifications will go out to the principals and our supervisors as well as the teachers. If you have any questions, please call your licensure case manager at 343-1908. And we just had a correction on the slide here. The letters will be delivered to the employees, the affected employees, on May 8th, 2015. Licensure updates. There's a correction. The letter will be going out to the employees on May 7th. Licensure updates. If we do have licensure updates on our website, we ask that you please go out to the intranet and visit the licensure page. You will find information from the state regarding some of the changes in the policy in reference to elementary education, and definitely that of exceptional children. If you have questions about the updated policies, you may contact your licensure case manager. Moving on to the beginning teacher support, we'd like all of our mentors to know that we will be sending out flex certificates for the second semester. They will be going out before the end of the school. And all mentors who are assigned to work with a beginning teacher will have the opportunity to receive a flex certificate based on the evidence that the mentor has met all the eligibility requirements in support of the beginning teacher. And that information will be in my talent for support, as far as evidence. Just to show you the mentor responsibilities real quickly, the mentor must complete the training, should have signed that PDP at least 3 times. And I just want to add a footnote here. If the PDP has been locked and there's a signature missing, you need to go through your principal. The principal need to go through the team lead to have those PDPs unlocked so that they can be in compliance with all 9 signatures on the PDP for the year. When I say 9 signatures, it should be 3 principals or 3 evaluators, 3 teacher signatures, and 3 for the mentor. The mentor should have been meeting regularly with the beginning teacher, and the log should be there for evidence. And mentor should have assisted the beginning teacher with completing all the required trainings and orientations. I'd just like to say that the mentor should not have observed his or her beginning teacher on a formal basis. And just to clarify that, the mentor should not have done the peer observation on his or her beginning teacher. Just as a reminder, any teacher who is hired as a lateral entry teacher must complete the 10-day required in-service prior to going into the classroom to teach. Our next lateral entry session will start sometime around the 1st of August. Those sessions are done, and the responsibility of those sessions as far as the training piece is that with our organizational development department. As of today, all beginning teachers should have pretty much completed all of the requirements of the talent management information. It has been given out by the talent management in reference to the evaluation guide timeline. That information, such as the annual orientation, should be done and completed and dated by the principal. Have proof that they completed the North Carolina teacher evaluation process as well as BTSP orientation. Have received all the required observations by the administrator. Should have completed that peer observation, and the PDP should have been completed. In reference to converting from a standard professional 1 license to that of a standard professional 2 license, the principal, I like to remind the principal that in order to recommend that third-year teacher, that third-year teacher must be rated proficient or higher on all standards. Those that did not meet those required standards, the information should have already been submitted to us. Out-of-state licensed employees in third year, they must complete the test and the North Carolina testing requirements or have the appropriate ratings of proficient or higher on the verification of ability to impact student learning. And just a point to clarify this, anyone that has an O prefix and you are a third-year teacher, the state of North Carolina allows you to take the North Carolina test or have your principal complete the verification of ability to impact student learning. That information, that form, along with the standard professional 2 recommendation form, was sent out to the principals on April 2nd by means of Gene Applewhite from Kelly Gwaltney's office. It came in the form in an email. Just want to continue to remind all of the principals and mentors and mentees who has access to the mental arts. There are only 2 employees, and the only 2 employees that should have access to the mental arts is that of the mentor and the mentee. We are monitoring that situation, making sure that the appropriate people have the rights to the mentoring logs. And those, if you have any questions about the mentoring logs, please contact Dr. Angela Belfield or myself if you have any questions. Just a reminder that our resources are available. We use the evaluation guide timelines as a means of setting our compliance dates. And we also have documents out on the intranet that will help support your school in reference to being into compliance. We are continuing to support schools by answering any questions you may have about the compliance pieces of the BTSP. And we also, as I said, we do have documents out there that will assist you in making sure that your school is in compliance. In order to contact the licensure department, we have our contact information here for you. Those are our licensure case managers as well as the director of licensure. Are there any questions in reference to BTSP or the licensure department?
We do have one question. The question is, will principals get a list of teachers that they might have missed the paperwork for and need to turn in?
We did not send out a list of names to third-year teachers in reference to who should be recommended. However, if the principal would contact me, I would be more than happy to go over the list with them to make sure that they have not missed anyone.
There are no other questions at this time.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for participating in our webinar today. We do have a few updates or just a quick reminder. The evaluation deadline documents can be found out on the CMS intranet on the Human Resources page in Talent Management and Document and Resources. There are several updates out there concerning evaluation deadlines and BTSP as well. And from the Principal Talent Pool timeline, we have some information here on when the applications will be submitted. They will be submitted from May 11th to May 31st of 2015. Virtual interviews will be completed May 24th through June 5th. In-person selection events will take place from June 15th through June 30th, and then final notifications will be done by July 2nd of this year. And if you need any other information concerning the updates, they're updated and loaded out on the CMS intranet in the documents section. We will also continue offering HR webinars on the first Friday and the following Monday of each month. Supporting documents for this and all future webinars can be found on the HR webinars page on the CMS intranet. And finally, please let us know about any future topics you would like us to discuss. You will get a follow-up survey, and we encourage you to provide webinar topics there. Right now, we will stay on the webinar for a few minutes to answer any additional questions you might have. That concludes our webinar for today. Thank you for joining us.